What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. In the last episode, we got the last chunk of the Master Ore and tempered our sword for the final time. So in this episode, well, we're gonna take on the next temple, which is Turtle Rock. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, these last two temples of the game are probably my least favorite. Mainly because there's just so much to do and so little information on what exactly you have to do to get everything, that it just makes this temple a lot more confusing than it actually needs to be. Like, this temple is not even long. In fact, it's actually rather short, and the boss is really easy. It's just that getting everything is really obnoxious. Like, for instance, I guess this first puzzle isn't really a good example because of how easy it is, but if you drop your ice on all four of these switches, check it out, you get yourself a chest. And inside this chest is something very important. It's the compass. Now that'll show us where all these secrets are, but it doesn't make getting them to appear any easier. Like, for instance, just to give you a taste of how cryptic this temple can be, in order to get the chest on the upper left to appear, you have to kill all of the lava worms in this first room. And there is absolutely nothing that would even remotely give you a hint to do that. But anyways, there we go, we got ourselves a small key. Now, don't get me wrong, guys, like, I'm not hating on this game, and I'm definitely not hating on cryptic puzzles. In fact, I think cryptic puzzles can be kind of fun because, you know, the less they tell you, the more rewarding it is when you figure it out. It's just that they use a similar puzzle on the bottom floor of this temple to get a large chest. And as you guys know, large chests contain items that are kind of important. So I don't know, I guess I just think it's kind of unfair that they made something that important that easily missable just because they wanted to make the puzzle more cryptic than it needed to be. But anyways, I'll stop ranting for now since you guys are probably sick of hearing it. Since we killed off all those lava worms, though, we can open up this chest and get ourselves 100 rupees. And you know what's kind of interesting, at least from memory, this actually could be false because I have a pretty bad memory, but I think the last few temples, they don't actually contain that many rupees, so we may have to grind up a few rupees. Like, I know we have 3,000, and that seems like a lot, but we still have to buy all of the items from Ravio, so yeah, our rupees are going to be spent rather quickly once we do that. But anyways, guess what, guys? We're actually done with all the stuff that we need to do in this first room, and now we can actually start progressing. Actually, I probably shouldn't have said progressing because we're kind of going to go out of our way to do absolutely nothing. Like, for instance, if you exit this room, it'll take you outside the temple around that tower where we saw fairies flying around when we were rescuing the turtles. So there's actually no point in going out there since I'm at full health and I really don't need a fairy. Instead, if we jump into this portal, now we can technically start making progress. Like, we're going for a secret, but we're still not actually, like, progressing through the temple. But whatever. So let's kill this last fire-breathing dragon guy, and check it out. There's the chest that I oh so desire. And this one, I believe, actually contains a few rupees. So let's see what we got. 50 rupees. Not bad. Anyways, I promise we will now start progressing through this temple, so let's head into the room adjacent from the one we were just in. And, well, yes, there is another teleportation pad. In fact, this room is actually pretty much a copy of the one we were just in since, well, if you look at the map's actually in the shape of a turtle, which is kind of funny since, of course, you know, the dungeon's name is Turtle Rock. But although this area is sort of like a copy, there are some differences. Like, for instance, this won't take us out to some useless fairy fountain. If we actually exit on this side of the temple, well, guess what? We will find a piece of heart. And there's only 3 more left to collect in the entire game. Those are the final 3 pieces of heart. I know, that is kind of crazy that, like, we are that close to collecting all of the heart pieces in this game because, I don't know, in Zelda games, like, heart pieces are a good indication of, like, how far you are into the game. And if you have all the heart pieces, you're pretty much at the final area of the game. We're not quite there yet, but we're kind of close. Anyways, you guys might have seen that small key in the last room. how you get that is actually kind of easy. Just sneak past this enemy, and if we enter this teleportation pad, well, there you go. It takes us directly to where the small key is, and that's actually very important. Now, you want to make sure that you do have 2 small keys before you try making your way down to the next floor. Since we do have these small keys, we are pretty much good to go. Ooh, you know what? Actually, wait. There is one more thing that we need to get before we go down to the next floor. In fact, there is another secret, although this one's actually really easy. All we gotta do is enter the door above the door that we would have already entered. That way we can get this chest that contains 50 rupees. Alright, so now we're good to go. We can just jump down into the room that we would have been in if we had just entered the bottom door. But now we've got to fight some Wizzrobes. And Wizzrobes in this game are actually like the easiest enemy ever. All you gotta do is like drop ice on their head and they die in like 2 hits. They're kind of like pushovers. So there we go. Now that we have defeated both of those evil Wizzrobes, we have opened up the way to the bottom floor. See, I told you guys we'd start making some progress through this temple. Although now we're kind of going to be stuck in another main room for a little bit. But first thing that we're going to want to do down here is kill off these Wizzrobes. Because, well, every time you kill one specific Wizzrobe, one of those weird platforms will appear. And there's 4 specific Wizzrobes that you want to kill in order to make all of these platforms to appear. And once they do appear, a large chest will appear in the center. And that's where you get the item that is pretty important that I was talking about before. So, there's only one more left, and I believe that guy is actually over here. So, ooh, can I reach him? Yeah, there we go. And ta-da! Now there's a tasty large chest in the center. So we've got to make our way over to that and see what's inside. But before we do, let's head up in here because, well, this is kind of optional. You don't actually have to do this, but here is, I guess, the mini-boss of this temple. It's just like flaming hot statues. I forget what they're called for the life of me, but it doesn't really matter. So all you want to do to defeat these guys is just shoot your ice rod at them and then slash at them with your sword when they're frozen, and they'll die pretty quickly. And there we go. So after you defeat all these guys, well, check it out. There is your teleportation portal back to the beginning of this temple. Although since this temple is only 2 floors, that's really not that necessary. So now that is out of the way, what do you say we go and grab that big chest just so we can see what's inside and get all sorts of goodies. And actually, yeah, now that I think about it, we can actually get quite a few chests and not just the one in the center, because if we just go into this room, well, check it out. There's a small chest that contains 50 rupees, and actually directly above us is the large chest that contains the boss key. Now, how we get up there is actually quite simple. We can just throw a bomb off this ledge, and that should activate the switch, and there we go. Let me just quickly activate this bridge. That way we can actually reach the chest in the center. But before we grab that, let's head up here and grab ourselves the boss key. And now there's only one more large chest that we need to open up, and it's this one. So let's get the Hen Shield, and this one will protect us against magic attacks. So basically anything that a Wizzrobe can throw at us. That and the shield itself just looks really cool, so why wouldn't you want it? Anyways, we got ourselves a small key. Now, believe it or not, we're actually very close to finishing up this temple. Like, there's only a few more things that we need to do so that we can make our way to the boss door. Of course, then we still have to fight the boss itself, but don't even worry about that. Like, the boss of this temple is a joke. It is ridiculously easy. Anyways, let's head into this room. What I really like about this bottom floor is that, it's like one giant room, so when you enter one of these doors, like, there's no transitions at all. So it makes it feel like it's one giant room. And honestly, I kind of wish they did that for all the temples. Like, imagine how massive this game would feel if there were no transitions and, like, the entire game was just, like, one smooth, like, room. It'd be pretty dang cool. Ooh, actually, there's one more thing that we do need to do to get a hidden chest, and this one's actually kind of weird. So, this platform's kind of timed. Now, what you want to do is bring it up and then kill this Wizzrobe. That'll cause this permanent platform to appear, and after that appears, you want to again knock the platform up, and then hopefully we can freeze this lava spire. And oh crap, I need to run back. Alright, let's try this again. We want to freeze the lava spire. That way we can make our way onto this permanent platform. And if we kill this Wizrope, well, check it out. There is our last and final hidden chest. So, let's just knock this bridge down. And actually, real quick, I'm just going to grab this heart because I want it. And what's inside this chest? Let's find out. It's another 100 rupees. Not bad. Alright, so now that we got that, now we are free to make our way into the room on the bottom right and pretty much finish up this temple. That's really the last thing that we need to do. Thankfully for us, it's actually very easy. All I've got to do is avoid these stupid blade traps and hit the button at the end of this hallway, and we're pretty much done. So, there we go. We have just opened up the way to the boss door. Now, the only thing that's left now is to make our way through that boss door and challenge the boss. So, let's get going and not waste any more time. Like I said, this temple, really not that long. Actually, you know, now that I think about it, there really aren't any particularly long temples in this game other than the last temple. That's kind of the reason why I made the last temple, just because it is kind of confusing and gosh dang it. Actually, you know what? That kind of worked out for me, so I will take that. All I've got to do now is merge on this wall and make our way over to the boss door. So, let's go. Although this doesn't take us directly to the boss. In fact, there's one more little tiny thing that we need to do, and that's lowering this center pillar. But don't worry, it's nothing too difficult. Just step on this button, and now I've got to fight 2 Wizrobes. And look, we're done already. So there we go. Now we've opened up the way to the boss. The only thing left to do is jump down. Geronimo! Alright, here we go. The boss of Turtle Rock. It's a giant volcanic turtle. Yeah, I'm not even joking. That's pretty much what the boss is. And as stupid as that sounds, this boss is stupid easy. So, all we've got to do for phase 1 is just drop ice shards on his face. It's really that simple. Now, when he does that little, like, lava pillar thing, just again, drop an ice shard on it, and that will extinguish it. If you miss it, he will actually follow you around with that lava pillar for a little while, and then eventually, he'll just, like, stop shooting it out, and again, give you the opportunity to shoot ice shards on his face. And, oh, that actually didn't extinguish his pillar. I'm not sure why. That should have actually worked, but, whatever. So yeah, just run around a little bit and wait for his lava pillar to go out. Alright, so back to dropping ice shards on this dude's face. He should actually be done with phase 1. Oh, there we go, actually. Sweet. And now we will start phase 2 of the fight, which, if you thought this boss fight couldn't get any easier, well, I'm afraid it's about to get a lot easier. Phase 2. Starting off, you could still technically use your ice rod if you wanted to, but what's even easier is just using your sword and then blocking with your shield. Then what you can do is just keep like slashing at his face and then take minimal damage with your shield. He will do a few weird attacks, like he can go in his shell and explode, which you can actually completely block with your shield, or he can do another attack where he enters his shell and oh, he's actually doing it right now. So yeah, he enters his shell and then he spins around a lot. When he does this, just sit in a corner, because I'm pretty sure he can't hit you if you're in one of the corners. Now he's blinking red, so he's probably almost dead. Oh, actually, never mind. He is dead. Well, that was quick. That's probably just the power of the fully tempered Master Sword at work, but there we go. We have completed another temple. And there is our next heart container. That's going to complete our 18th heart container. That's kind of crazy, and there's the next sage too. So, let's grab our heart container. And now, let's go free another sage. I wonder who this sage is. Let's find out. Oh, of course, it's Lady Impa. Ah, yes, Link. Here you are. I shouldn't have doubted the princess for a moment. You are the hero of our time. And what a splendid hero you make. You've endured so much to get this far. Yet as Hyrule is facing the same threat as in the legend of old, you have so much more to endure. You must find the remaining sages. Well, sage. Once we have been united, then we will help you do what the hero of legend did so long ago. So please, rescue the rest of us, Link. Don't worry, Lady Impa. I'm on it. There's only one sage left, so let's get back to it. Oh, lovely Zelda. Can you sense it? Our brave hero almost has the Triforce of Courage. Lorule will be saved, thanks to him. And one princess to another? I can't tell you how grateful I am. You know, I still can't tell if Hilda's on our side or not. She's making it awfully difficult, but I think that's going to do it for this episode. So if you enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. Once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.